creating a culture of collaboration, which is the buzzword du jour. The research and innovation program Advanced Digitalisation aims to accelerate Sweden's ability to develop and use new digital technologies. The program is a unique collaboration between Swedish industry, the Swedish government, and it started in 2021 with ABB, Ericsson, Saab, the Association of Swedish Engineering Industries, and Vinnova. And now let us learn more about this program, Advanced Digitalisation. I'd like to welcome Cecilia Sjöberg, Director and Head of Industry Technology at Vinnova, Magnus Ahlström, Vice President Global Innovations, Saab AB, Rowan Högman, Director of Research Partnerships and Ecosystems at Ericsson, and Shiva Sander Talle, and I butchered your name, I apologize, Senior Principal Assistant Applied Analytics AI Lead at ABB. If I start with you, welcome ladies and gentlemen, if I start with you, Cecilia, could you please set the scene and explain to us why you've started this and why it's important that industry and government collaborate?
Yeah, we see that the advanced ICT technology is really developing in high speed now, and also there's some generic problems that needs to be solved. ICT is also how they could provide solutions to societal challenges, but also the green transition. So it's what you call twin transition now, really. We see that when we benchmark, many other countries do heavily invest in public R&D in this area. And Sweden needs really to mobilize and in order to maintain our innovative capacity, but also our competitiveness. So from my point of view, I think this program is really important to bridge the gap between basic research in many areas to applied research in, like, for instance, 5G or cybersecurity, but also to provide test and demonstration facilities, education or lifelong learning. So from my point of view, as a government agency, I think it's essential that we have, it's a real strength that we have these companies coming along and the commitment from industry to really form this collaborative platform.
Thank you. And Shiva, I apologize again for butchering your name. Why, from ABB's point of view, is this important? Our minister started by telling us the amount that's invested in R&D, both from a government and from a corporate point of view. Could you give us the ABB perspective?
Well, I mean, we have also heard a lot about when it comes to the crisis that we are living in. I mean, both energy crisis as well as resource crisis. So that makes that each and every of us, I would say different industrial applications, we are focused on to optimizing our usage of energy, usage of raw material, etc., etc. But the fact is that if we do not look at the whole value chain, we will end up to sub-optimized system, so to say. In order to make the optimization optimized, so you need to have the whole value chain in place. So having said that, I would say that looking at Sweden, it is a very good test bed for applying this type of development where you can have the whole value chain with you from raw material, that is from Malm, until where you are using it. So because of that, the first choice, I would say that choosing Sweden for this kind of investment is kind of no-brainer, because here we do have all the actors that we do have. And also, I'm sure that my colleagues will add to that, we do have a very good collaboration atmosphere, very good collaboration, I would say, culture in Sweden. So from ABB point of view, we are system and product supplier for the industry, and we would like to help our customers to get the best of the best when it comes to optimization of their manufacturing, of their process. And here in Sweden, it is a very golden opportunity to test this type of solutions.
Ron, you're nodding. So
I am, and I can just agree to what both Cecilia and Shiva are bringing up. And to add a perspective to it, I mean, the World Economic Forum has estimated that 70% of the value over the next decade will come from digitally enabled platform business models. And so it's so important that Swedish companies and even European companies really drive the transition, the digital transformation within their sectors to really be first and to capture that value. And Ericsson, with our global footprint, we can see that so many countries around the world are investing heavily in digitalization and in research and innovation. And we feel that Sweden has to do the same. We have to invest a lot here as well to be on par and invest even more if we want to lead. And from our perspective, I mean, Sweden is a really important market to us. I mean, it's where our roots come from, and it's the same for many other companies as well, large companies. And for us specifically, we have more than a third of our research and development individuals here, really top-notch radio specialists, best in the world and so on. And we want to keep Sweden as a strong innovation hub and a strong research and innovation place. And we know that that really influences, you know, where the market is, what education does, what research does. It all is combined together. So we want really Sweden to be really a beacon in the world.
I mean, there's a question that's in my mind, and Magnus, you'll get to start answering it, which is this, the potential buzzword of collaboration. I'm assuming this is a competitive landscape. The objectives are commercial. Why do you need them? Like, they're here, so it's a bit awkward, but...
I'd say we have a golden opportunity in Sweden because we have so many, let's say, worldwide competitive corporates in many industries, and we, for example, we can bring together ABB's automation capability and also value chain sort of management of different kinds, Ericsson's infrastructure and connecting different industries and technologies and the data sets and so on, together with our capability within Saab to do security management and also bringing bigger puzzles of command and control systems and management systems and so on. So we have a unique ability and situation where we can have complementary resources where we can support each other and bring our standing shoulder to shoulder, both among our industries, but also with the government, because we have a tradition of close collaboration, both with academia, but also with the government and authorities and the industries. So we have a collaborative environment, or let's say, yeah, where we stem from.
If I may add to that, I mean, I mentioned that we do have a very good collaboration atmosphere, collaboration culture, and it's kind of buzzwords, but the fact is actually we do have a trust chain across the whole value chain. I mean, we don't have any problem to go to our customers. They trust us and we trust them. And this mutual trust across the whole value, I mean, honestly, there is no one of us have experienced that the customer is suspicious to what we are saying and so on and so forth. That makes that it is open to dance for everyone. And when it comes to SMEs and startups, I mean, it was mentioned that Sweden have a unique innovation ecosystem, and among them is the startups. And that is also also another golden opportunity for us as big companies to invite them, come in, together we can make this happen.
One of the things that we're looking at is we know what we want to achieve potentially from a digital point of view, but also the sustainable development goals. And then we have the aspect of we don't know exactly the steps. We were talking earlier today about plans versus planning and the iterative process of learning. And then you add the complexity of different companies with different business models. And even though you have trust in that, could you share with the viewers, how do you address that complexity and maybe put it in the context of how do you measure success?
I'd say the success of this program will be very much rely on our capability to actually integrate in the program both, let's say, the development of technology, the application areas, the test beds, demonstrators, but also the learning and undertaking of actually distributing the new knowledge among ourselves and towards other fellow companies and universities and so on. So that integration of different pillars in the program is one of the key things. Then I think another key thing for our success will be that industry will be in the driver's seat. We need to have the industry and the users as the requirements, the users of the outputs, so we don't have, let's say, technology push. And then I think it's great that we managed in this case to have 3 large companies that will hopefully survive for another 10 years or maybe 20 or 100 years, hopefully. And then we can be persistent because this is a long-term effort. And then we can hang around all our other fellow corporates and the small and medium-sized companies and the universities around us. So we in the driver's seat together with the universities and all the other companies, but some persistence and long-term thinking together with the government, which I think is key.
Joachim, as the futurist who've just taught us signal observation and having a vision, what's your reflection?
The other week, I visited Ericsson, your R&D lab in Silicon Valley, D15, and you're working on like that cutting-edge tech within 5G, 6G, metaverse, and working. They didn't mention any names, but of course, but I understand you work with the biggest players and the most innovative players in the industry, as are you guys internationally. And this is really just a signal that we're still in the focus of the world when it comes to innovation. Internationally, people want to work and organizations want to work with Swedish industry players because they know we're cutting edge. But we also need this program because as we know that development is exponential within all these areas of expertise that you guys have in your companies, there's no time to rest. We just need to pick up speed even more. It's no time to rehearse and there's no time to rest.
There's no time to rehearse. We've heard that a few times today. Okay, let's leave the hallelujah part of this conversation. We know why we're doing it. We know why it's important. We know why we invested. Let's talk about the bottlenecks. What needs to happen for us to achieve our targets? Shiva, what are your main bottlenecks and challenges?
I actually would like to drop this answer to that question to Cecilia. But I would say that, I mean, that is a part of my answer. The
government will take care of it.
Exactly. Yeah, we need more support from government. We have started something. We have invited them for a dance, as we said, and we are ready. Is it a slow
dance?
No, actually, there is no time. I mean, coming back to what you said, sense of urgency. There is no time for that kind of very slow dance. We need to ramp up. We have started this. We have shown that we 3 companies, we really mean it, and we want to make a change here. So we need support. We need governmental support in order to take this to where Magnus is describing it.
Rowan, what are you worried about?
No, I'm just thinking. I mean, we started this program about a year and a half ago. Already today we have some 70 projects. We have some 190 different parties that are involved in it. We're using about 700 million crowns per year, but the money is running out. And the industry, I mean, we 3 companies have gone in the forefront for this, but this is the whole Swedish industry standing behind this. And we are getting so many requests from other companies to be a part of this and to be a part of this program. But we really need the government to fund the other $1 billion that the industry now has gone in with.
I love it. Cecilia, you've been hijacked with an audience. And before you answer, Magnus, would you like to add to that? Or do you see other types of challenges and bottlenecks on top of it?
No, I think in general, when we start this kind of venture, as you say, starting with a hallelujah movement, there's no problems. We are getting together and everything's fun. And then we start doing things and then you get into problems. And then we have to solve them and rethink and redo and restart and try again, fail fast. So we have to keep that sort of momentum of the small companies in the big company area here. So we need, I mean, we had some ideas of how things should work, and now we have to rethink a little bit and return, but I think we be persistent and work us through this.
How do you fire momentum above and beyond capital? We were talking earlier with the Director Generals about the power of storytelling and, to use your words, to dance between carrot and stick. How do you see that balance?
I think from my point of view, it's quite simple. We all see kind of the vision in front of us. We see a Sweden that is really top in the digital transformation space, a beacon really for the rest of the world, really, if you put it that way. We see the Swedish ecosystem as showing the way forward when it comes to cyber-physical systems, implementation of ethical AI, digital infrastructure. We really see that we can build world-class demonstrators here, really showing the most innovative companies in the world, attracting the top talent from all over the world, creating jobs that we want to have in the future. And we can make that happen, but it requires really the cooperation of companies like ours, smaller companies as well, startups. It requires cooperation between buyers and sellers. It requires cooperation between academia, the state, and the private sector. But I think we see this goal in front of us, and that drives us forward.
Cecilia?
Yeah, I mean, Vinnova is the innovation agency, and we have put quite a lot of money in this program already. But as you know, we had this assignment that we really showed what was really needed, and I hope that will be heard. And the companies have said that they will put the money on the table if the government do so. So. We're doing what we can.
No, but I think let's borrow from the discussion we just had with Ann Mettler with her perspective from Brussels. Maybe the Sweden aspect is a beacon, we are a powerhouse, etc., and all of those hallelujah buzzwords. But maybe it is the Nordics, maybe it is a European or a transatlantic, and maybe that allows for a pooling of capital that allows you to move forward quicker in momentum. How do you collaborate across borders?
Yeah, we do have some Nordic collaborations, of course, but Horizon, the EU Horizon program is so important for us and for the actors really to get the money. Now we have the CHIPS Act, for instance, where the EU wants to put a lot of money, and I think that corresponds as well with this program. So how could we develop chips in Sweden or in the Nordics or in Europe? So there are some other programs out there that we could connect to, I think, also.
Final word from you, Shiva?
I would say that, I mean, we want to do this in Sweden doesn't mean that we are not continuing being global. I mean, we are global companies, all of us, and we are going to have that arena as a big, but this is the best demonstrator. This is the place that we can demonstrate what we can achieve.
Thank you. I think that sums it up. Government together with corporate, this is the place to do it, the beacon of, and government is a key aspect of this. I would now like to hand over to Anna-Karin from Vinnova, who will discuss developing future skills.